Hello everyone, welcome to our pre-recording. So this is for the quiz 3 revision for level 300. This is the paper. And this information actually you already know all these things. Quiz day, date and time, total marks, 7 questions, best 5 will be taken for the grade calculations. So this paper will try to discuss the solutions. That's the purpose of this paper. And briefly, we'll discuss the solutions because all the step-by-step calculations are given as short as possible, of course. We can always make things, elaborated in different length, of course, it depends. So only one question is added here, and that is this first question. This question also we somewhat discussed actually in our class, but we have it little bit with examples and in some organized way, like A, B, C, this kind of way. So first question is, which one of the following here is matrix and which one is determinant? Some examples are given. You will have to find out which one is matrix and which one is determinant. And actually you can see this here. In this case only this question is the determinant because of this bar sign. But all other things is this one, they represent matrix due to this bracket. So this represent matrix. And the answer is here PQM, P, then MN, P, M, and N. They are the matrix, and Q is the determinant here. So we know it this way. From this question, for the B number and C number, you will have to look at this given information. And then we have it here. First question is, which of the following are correct for the matrix or for this matrix? We can say that for the above matrix, Sorry. So is it possible that AB equals to BA? If you multiply A and B, is it equals to B and A? I'm not sure how it will affect, but let's say increase the volume if it is good in the recording. Oh, how do I test it now? Yeah, let me close that. Oh boy, let me close this thing from here. Okay, it looks good now. It looks good. So this one, AB equals to BA, is it possible or not possible? This is the question. Or is it correct or not correct? This is the question. So basically, in the matrix, as you know, in the matrix multiplication, AB and BA, they are not same. If you multiply both of them, they will not be same because the order is important in the matrix. Which one you write first, which one you write later, that is important in the matrix. But in the regular algebra, let's say you have some number, let's say 7, then if you multiply it with 2, you get 14. But if you write 2 first, 2 into 7, you still get 14. So which is true in the algebra? 7 into 2, 14, 2 into 7 also 14. But in the matrix, it is not same. You can test it if you want. A and B, if you multiply, you will get one answer. But if you multiply it in the reverse order, then you will get some other answer. Okay, so that's why this is not possible. Then CA is possible. Is it possible? CA means multiplication between C and A. So you will have to write C first, then A later. So for example, A will be here. 1, 2, minus 2, and 2. So the question is this multiplication possible? We can prove it without doing the math, but let me show you this. 4 into 1, we can multiply. Then 1 into 2, minus 2, we can multiply. And this line finished, this line is also finished. So basically we can multiply it. Okay, so this multiplication is possible because no problem, there is no extra thing here. If you want to analyze it, this one was not possible, this one is possible. This is actually a 3 by 2 matrix, 3 by 2 matrix, and this is CA. So this one, this is a 2 by 2 matrix. Our rule is if the number of column in the second matrix, that means this second number, is equal to the number of row in the first matrix, if they are same, then that multiplication is possible. The rule is like this. If you have some matrix of order m into n and another matrix of order p into q, then this multiplication is possible. This is the first matrix, this is the second matrix. This multiplication is possible if this number and this number is same, then this multiplication is possible. This value of the first matrix, this value of the second matrix in the order. If they are same, then it is possible, and in this case you can see this is possible. We will have to consider this matrix first because of the C is first here. And the answer resulting matrix will be PQ, M into Q. That will be the resulting matrix. Okay, and in this case we can see that this resulting matrix will be 3 by 2 matrix. Okay, if we do the multiplication, then we will get the answer like that. Next question is BC is possible. BC is possible or not? So you see B and C. So B we will have to write first and then C. So if you try C into 4, 1 into 6, then there is no more number remaining here to multiply with minus 2. There is no number here. That means this work is not possible. Then A minus C is possible. Is it possible? So 1 minus 4, 3 minus, okay, we can do. Then this minus this. But for this third line, there is no third line here. That means this is not possible. For addition and subtraction, the order has to be same. Okay? This order and this order is not same, so we cannot do it. For this maths, you will not have to solve the math. You will just have to think about it. Is it possible or not possible? Can we do it or we cannot do it? What is the case here? So only B is correct here. Only B is possible. Okay, only B is possible. Which of the following are correct for the matrix? Of course, you can use this matrix for help. So first question is AI equals to A. Is it correct? Answer is actually this is correct, because if we multiply any matrix by the identity matrix, then we will get that matrix back. Any matrix, suppose you have a matrix B, if you multiply it with the identity matrix I, you will get again B. Because the identity matrix in the matrix works like 1 in our algebra. Okay, so that is the reason why this is correct. One number is correct. 2 number, AB equals to I. This is actually not true. AB equals to I, this is not true, because if you multiply A and B, this will not be equals to I. This will not, answer will be something different, something else. Here also you can see A and B, if you multiply, answer will never be like this. Okay, just for verification, if you want, you can verify it, but there is no rule like this. Only this is possible if B is equal to A inverse. If that kind of extreme situation is given, then it is possible, or else no, it's not possible. Then we have A inverse A equals to I, which is correct. That is actually a rule for identity matrix. If we multiply any matrix with its inverse, with its own inverse, answer will be I. Answer will be identity matrix. So 3 number and 4 number is essentially the same thing. So they are correct. And just to make it interesting, or just to make it a little confuse you, we can write here B into B inverse. Is this correct? Yes, still answer is correct, because if we multiply any matrix with its inverse, then we get I, and it actually means that they are inverse of each other. They are inverse of each other. So this is possible. When they are inverse of each other, then this is the proof. Actually, to prove that they're inverse of each other, then we can just multiply inverse A and B, and then A into A inverse. That way also we can do that. So here we have first one is correct, this one is correct, and this one is also correct. A, C, D is correct. Oh, let's write here. Let's write it. There is this. This is actually 2, and this will be 1, 3, and 4. They are correct, and we can make it equation if we want to get all these things. I think this will make sense. Let's not do anything else here. Or do we need to do it? Let's do it. Okay, now all look good. And this one looks good, but still we can change it to equation format. Then this will be nice. Okay, so these are the answers. And for this math, actually, for all these maths in this section, you will not have to do anything. No math doing is not needed. You will just have to look at this situation and just tell what is the answer. And look, this is sometimes you may, some people unnecessarily do not take too much time for this maths. Just look at this and, oh, this is, and this one is matrix. Okay, this 3 is matrix and this is not matrix. So here the math is finished. And then this one, you will not have to do any math. AB equals to BA, this is not possible because matrix multiplication is not commutative. We cannot interchange them. CA, is it possible? So you look at the order of the matrix. BC, so you look at the order of the matrix. AC, you look at the order of the matrix. Is it possible or not possible? Like this way. Then this is the relationship. This is the rules for identity matrix. AI into any matrix with identity matrix equals to that same matrix. This is the rule for the inverse. So we just get them by following this. Now for this is the section where the where you have seen actually this paper is given from this one number. So from here actually we have this, and if you, hopefully you already have solved all these maths. If you have not solved, please first solve it and then watch the remaining part of the video, because these maths actually, if you don't solve it, then directly looking at the solution is no good. Actually, first you should give a try by yourself. You can take help from the book or from previous lesson, previous lecture, or anything you can take help, but we should not look at the solution. You should not look at the solution first. So coefficient matrix is what? Coefficient matrix is the first one, this coefficient of the variables. Just only if we write the coefficient of the variables, then that is the coefficient matrix. And augmented matrix is the coefficient matrix and the numbers that we have in the constant number that we have in the right side. That is the augmented matrix. What does the word augmented means? Augmented means increased, amplified. kind of. So see this one and this one. This one is increased. This is this matrix and this matrix. This is increased. So that's why it is augmented. Now, how do we solve it? This is the given matrix. How do we solve it? There are a couple of rules, couple of methods. Here we use the Cramer's rule. And in the Cramer's rule, we have it, let's put it there. We have in the Cramer's rule, first we find out the d equals to what, which is the value of the coefficient matrix kind of. Just only if we take the x, y, z value, then we find the determinant, find the value of this. That will give us the d equal to what? Why we need it? Because in the formula, our x equals to dx divided by d. So first we need to find out the d equals to what. And we have here 1. For 1, just how do we calculate? This is the rule. First of all, if we take this 1, we will have to cut the horizontal and vertical line along that chosen number here. And then we have just only this sub part here. We multiply both of them, minus 4 into minus 3, that means 12. Then minus 2 into 1 means 2. Rule is this into this, minus, this is minus here, then this into this. That is the rule. This into this, minus this into this. And same rule will be followed for all of them. We have first, for the first one, we get this. Then the convention is second number will be negative. So this is negative 2. For negative 2, we will have to, so see this, for this 2, let's remove this. So when we take this 2, then see the horizontal and the vertical line will cancel. We will have 2, 1, minus 2, minus 3. So 2 into minus 3, that means minus 6. Then minus 2 into 1, that means minus, now it becomes plus. Minus 2 plus 2 equal to minus 2 into 1. So we get minus 2, but there is a minus for the rule in between. So that's why it becomes plus. Then for the last one, minus 1, we take the minus 1. Then we have this and this box of numbers for the last one. 2 into 2 equals to 4. Then minus, when we subtract it, first of all, minus 2 means plus 8. Then from the rule, we have a minus. That minus makes it minus 8. Then 12 minus 2 equals to 10. Minus 2 is here. So this is minus 6 plus 2. That means minus 4. Minus 4 into minus 2 means plus 8. This is 4 minus 8. That means minus 4. Minus 4 into minus 1 means plus 4. Then we add all these numbers. We get 22. Now we will have to find out the dx. For finding the dx, we will what we will do is we will replace the x quantity. We will replace the x terms, all the x terms from here. We will replace by the constant term to find out the x dx, and this will remain the same. So these are the new terms. That's why we have given here new color, but the remainings are same. See, 2 minus 4, 2, 2 minus 4, 2, minus 1, 1, minus 3. So the other numbers are the same. Since we are finding the dx, we just have replaced all the x values by the constant term. And then we follow the same rule for the calculation. We get the x equals to what, which is dx divided by d. Dx is this value, d is this value. Just like this method, we use this dy equals to here. Dy, for the dy, we will have to replace the y terms. Okay, we will have to replace the y terms. And the other terms will be same. Then we do the similar calculations like this. For the dz, we will have to replace the z line. Then we do the similar calculation again. So we get dz, dy, etc. here. Once we get dx, dy, and dz, then we just divide them by d to get their respective answers. See? x equals to dx divided by d minus 66 divided by 22. This minus 60 divided by minus 3. dy divided by d. dy is 11. So this 11 divided by d means 22. So we get half, and this and that. So once you get the answer, once you get this answer, we should actually check if our answer is correct or not. This is minus 3 half and 1. So how do we calculate? Minus 3 half and 1. Minus 3 half and 1. So here, in this equation, x equals to, we got minus 3. Y equals to, we got half. Y equals to, we got half. That means into half. And z equals to what we got? Z equals to 1. Let me check again. Z equals to 1. So plus 1. So z equals to 1. Z equals to 1. Since we have a minus, that's why we are giving this minus here. Then you see this 2 and this 2 cancelled out. So you have just only 1 here. This is plus 1 and this is minus 1. So plus 1 and minus 1 is cancelled out. Then basically you have minus 3, and in the right side we have minus 3 also. Same way we can put all the numbers here, and if you see that all the right hand side is same, that means our answer is correct. If we want to verify it, this is how we can verify it. Of course, if you are very sure about your solution, then you can follow your instinct. But this is how we can make sure that they are correct or not. This is the rule for consistency, inconsistency, dependency, etc., etc. This is the rule for that, and we can use this same rule for all the maths. Then we can go down, this math here. So this is the task that we will have to do. Let me this one. This is the task that we will have to do, and a equal to b equal to and c equals to is given. So based on this given information, we will have to solve this math. Okay. So first of all, we will have to find out. Can we just take these values there once again? Is it possible to bring them in one page? Because there is some space here. Okay. Yep, this is possible. It feels good. Okay, this feels good. All right, so we have it here. First 2a, that means this into 2. So a into 2. We'll just have to multiply all the values inside by 2. So 0 into 2, 0, 3 into 2, 6, 2 into minus 5, minus 10, this way. 2 into 1, 2 into 2 means 4, 2 into 6 means 12, like that. Then we'll have to multiply all the b quantity by 4. 4 into 4 means 16, 4 into 1 means 4, 0 into 4 means 0, like this. Then we add these two lines, 2a plus 4b. We add it because it said that add here. So yeah, when we add, we get this solution. Add means we will have to add the respective term. This first one. So 0 plus 16 means 16. Okay. 0 plus 16 is 16. Don't think like, okay, there is 0, so maybe it will become 0. 0 into 16, this equals to 0. But 0 plus 16, this is very silly, I know, but still, this becomes 16. Okay. So, yeah. So then we just add all of them, we get this. Then CA, for CA, this is little bit sensitive here. Be very careful. When you have CA, you will have to write the value of C first, then A later, because the order is important here. Whichever comes first here, we will have to write that part first, then the later the second part. Multiplication rule is we go along the row here in the first matrix and then multiply it along the column in the second matrix. That means 4 into 0. So we get this, then plus, in between all of them plus for matrix multiplication. Then 1 into 1. Then we get this. Now see, only this first column is finished. We have the second column, we have the third column. For the second column, you will get this. For the third column, you will get this. 4 into 3, so we get this. Then 1 into 2, we get this. Then 4 into minus 5, we get this. Then 1 into 6, we get this, like this. So see, only the first row is finished here. We will have to work with the second row. Second row, for this multiplication, you will get this second row here. For 6 into 0 first, then 2 into 1, then go here, right here and here. Just like the first line calculation, we will have to continue it. After the second line, we will have to start working with the third line. So this is minus 2 into 0. We write it here. This is 3 into 1. We write it here. Then minus 2 into 3. We write it here. Then 3 into 2. We write it here. Then minus 2 into minus 5. We write it here. Then 3 into 6. We write it here. In between all of them plus. Okay. Then the next task is to add them. So this 4 into 0 means 0, 1 into 1 means 1, 4 into 3 means 12, 1 into 2 means 2, like this, all the calculation. Then 0 plus 1 means 1, 12 plus 2 means 14, add. So we get the final solution is this. In the C calculation, AC minus 3I3, since if you look at this, if you look at the given information, you will notice that this subtraction, after the multiplication, this subtraction is not possible. AC we can multiply. We can say that this 0, 4, 3, 6, and minus 5, minus 2. This multiplication is possible. This is, there is 2 row and there is 3 column. So this is a 2 by 3 matrix. And here it is 3 row. That means it is 3 by 2 matrix. So since this 3 and this 3 is matching, that means this multiplication is possible. And after the multiplication, what will happen here is you will get a new matrix of order 2 into 2. After the multiplication, your answer will be 2 into 2 matrix. But the problem is, this is given I3. I3 means 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. I3 means this, which is a 3 into 3 matrix. This is I3. And this subtraction is not possible. From 2 into 2 matrix, you cannot subtract. We cannot subtract a 3 into 3 matrix. This is not possible. If they give us, if this word is I2, I2 is possible. If this word is I2, I2 means 1 0 0 1. If this word is written I2 minus 3I2, then actually this multiplication, this work is possible, and we will have to do the work in that case. First, we will have to multiply them, then we will have to do the subtraction if this is I2, because then order is same. But in this case, this solution is not possible because for subtraction, matrices need to be in same order. So that's the problem here in this case. Three number is, this question is slightly, little bit of, you know, little bit different. Let's say use it this way. The following math is somewhat similar with question number this in the book, and this is the page number. The difference is in this minus. In the book, this math, 59 number, this value is plus, but here we gave minus. But for this one sign change, a lot of things will change in our solution, in our calculation. A lot of things will change. Now, if we start doing the work, first task is to do some row operation, then find the inverse, and then later solve it, solving the math. So first task is R2 equals to R2 minus R3. So we will have to do some operation for row 2 and row 3. It means row 1 will be intact. There will be no change in row 1 because row 2 and row 3, they have the operation. That's why row 1 is same. We have written it here, same. Now it says row 2 equals to. That means in the row 2, change will happen. And what is the rule for change? Rule is row 2 minus row 3. That means this row 2 minus row 3. So 3 minus 3 equals to 0. Minus 2 minus 1 equals to minus 3. Minus 1 minus 2 equals to minus 3. Due to this what? Or due to this dictation. And R3 equals to what? R3 equals to R3 minus 3R1. It means this is the row 3. We will have to subtract it with the row 1. But before the subtraction, we will have to multiply it by 3. Before the subtraction, we will have to multiply it by 3. So see, 3 minus 3 into 1 means 3. So 3 minus 3 equals to 0. Then 1 minus, this will become 3. 1 minus 3, that means minus 2. 2 minus 3, that means minus 1. So this is the row operation. We have done it for row 2 and row 3. Now we'll have to find out the inverse of this matrix, the given matrix. So first we write it, we find out the minor. Normally in the class, we actually have practiced it from this line to directly this line. But here, since we have time, so I have shown all this small part what is happening here. For the one, for example, for one, you just start horizontal and vertical line. So you have this box. So we just write the box here. Not possible. I was trying to, if some space is making it possible here, it's not possible. There, this is not allowing me to do that. The reason is these are boxes actually already. We have taken here 3 into 3 matrix. That's why. But some space would look better here because the numbers are a little bit close to each other. But hopefully. But hopefully you can see them clearly. So then this box here, then this goes for all of them. Then for one, we get this for this number, then we'll get this box. Let's show you, suppose for this one, what will happen, okay? So for this one, what will happen? So see, this is the middle number of the last row. So this is the answer here for that colored number. So how do we get this number? The rule is simple. You cut the line, horizontal and vertical, then you have 1, 3, 1, minus 1. So 1, 3, 1, minus 1. This way for all the number. Let's test another number. Suppose this minus 1. What about this minus 1? So for this minus 1, you cut this horizontal and vertical as rule. Then 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 1, 3, 1. And this number is here, last number in the middle row, which is this one. And you can see 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 3, 1. So this way we choose the minor. From the minor, same rule, we multiply corner, corner, minus this corner, corner. So minus 2 into 2, that means minus 4. Then minus 1 into minus 1. So 1 into minus 1, it will become plus because of extra minus there. Let me show you this calculation. Minus 2, minus 1, 1, 2. So when you have it, we will have to multiply it. Okay. So minus 2 into 2, minus 2 into 2. This is the rule. And from the rule, this minus comes from the rule. Then 1 into minus 1. So 1 into minus 1. So what we have here? We have here minus 4. Then minus 1 into minus 1 means minus 1. So we have minus 4 plus 1, which is actually minus 3. This is minus 3. And this minus 3 comes here. Similarly, 3 into 2, that means 6, minus 3 into minus 1, that means minus 3. So minus minus plus. So plus 3, that means 6 plus 3 equal to 9. Okay. This way you get all these numbers here. Then by using this, to find out the cofactor, we change the sign of all these numbers according to this sign checkerboard. So this sign checker is just like the same that we used in the for finding the determinant, positive, negative, positive first line. Second line is just the reverse of first line. Instead of plus, it will become minus. Instead of minus, it will become plus. So just the opposite of this and that. I think I should drink some water. All good. So according to this sign, this will remain same, and this in the first row, just only the second number will change. This 9 will become minus 9, and for the plus, they will remain the same as it is. Look, the trick is for the plus, wherever you see the plus, they will not change. They will not do anything here in the sign. Only for the minus, sign will alter. If it is positive, it will become negative. Suppose this minus 4 will become plus 4. And if it is positive, then it will become negative. So for the minus sign, what minus sign do is, minus sign always interchange or alters the sign. But for the plus, you will not have to even think. Whatever it is, just put it as it is. Okay. So we just change the sign based on that rule. Then to find out the adjugate, we transpose the row into column. So we have the row here, 3, minus 9, and 9. It will become as a column here, minus 3, minus 9, and 9. Same thing goes with this. Minus 1 on 2, so it will become here. And this goes, last one is here, like this. We are very close to this matrix, inverse mining. And that is for the inverse, we find out that the rule is, this is the determinant of the matrix, original matrix. So 1 into minus 3, minus 1 into 9, and 1 into 9, this comes from here. Just like the just like d equals to what in our first number 1 math, but serially if you take, this will be number 2 maths. Just like that, d equals to what, we find out that is the determinant. This term is that. This is the determinant part, and then this number is as it is. So we do the calculation. We have it 1 divided by we have it 1 divided by minus 3, so we just put it here. Then to find out the solution, what we will have to do is, this is the inverse, and we will have to multiply it with the constant term given in the right side. The rule is like this. So the rule is like this. We write all the coefficients here. Then we write all the x, y, z here. Then equals to something, this constant terms here. Okay. Then you see this matrix, if we send in the right side, we cannot directly do it, but just to say, let me show it in alphabet. So this, let's say in x, this, let's say this is the x, and these are the a, some matrix equals to b. This is the same notation that book also used, so I'm just keeping it same. Then x equals to move this a from this side to that side, we multiply by it a inverse, so that this and this cancel out, and we will have to multiply it by a inverse this side also. Now you can say, sir, why you don't put a inverse here? The reason is, as you know, in the matrix multiplication, this is very sensitive. If you put a inverse at first, you will have to put it a inverse at first in the right side also. So this and this gets cancelled out. That means x equals to a inverse multiplied by b. Now you get the point actually. This is the b, and a inverse means the inverse of this thing. So that is the reason why, to find out the variable, we multiply it by a inverse and b. Why we multiply it? The reason is this. So that is why we are multiplying it here, just like this. This is the a inverse, and this is the b in our equation. Now to multiply this is actually a little bit of trouble, and that trouble is actually originated mostly due to that one extra minus. All the numbers are slightly crazy here, slightly, not too much. That due to that minus, actually this minus 2. If it is plus 2, then the number will be a little bit more nicer than the number, somewhat nicer. But it's fine. We can of course do the math because they are just numbers. So this is minus 1 by 3. We will have to multiply this line and this line. So first of all, see what we have done here. If we multiply minus 1 by 3, minus 1 divided by 3 by with this, then you will get a lot of fraction here. Then multiplying it with this term will give you more fraction. and working with the fraction is a little bit annoying. That's why, just to keep the round figure here, first we looked at this part, and we can see if we can multiply this part by 3, then this will become 6, this will become 7, and this will become 10, which is all of them are round figure, which actually happened in the next line. So that means we multiplied this line by 3, but unfortunately there is no additional 3 in this line. So we will have to, once we multiply something here in the up, we will have to divide by the same number here. Or we can write it here also, 3 divided by 3. So by this 3 we multiplied it, by this upper number 3 we multiplied it here. So we get this, then but this down number is still remaining, so we will have to multiply it with this 3 to get this minus, to get this 9. Simple rule is, in the maths, always you can bring some number, but if we bring something, we will have to always adjust it, always make it balance, so that we can go back to our original state. So if we multiply it by something, and then we'll have to divide it. Now you can say, sir, if I don't do it, what about that? Is this math will be correct or not if I just multiply it here and then continue it? You will get the same answer, don't worry. Okay. Then you have just this matrix, and this matrix you will have to multiply it, and that multiplication is simple. This, we will have to multiply it here, here, and here, and we put all of them here in the first line. Then for the second line we put it in the second line. Then for the third line and we put it in the third line. Then addition, multiplication, addition, subtraction will give us this thing. Now we have minus 1 by 9 outside, and this is the time we bring them inside, because now they will not affect our addition, subtraction here, so we can bring it inside. So this is minus 1 by 9 into minus 15. So minus minus cancel out. That means 15 divided by 9. So 15 divided by 9 means 5 divided by 3, because both are cancelable by 3. This is how we get 5 by 3. Then minus 1 by 9, this is minus 21. So if we cancel out this minus and this minus, this is 21 divided by 9. Both of them are cancelable by, we can do the cancellation here by 3. So it becomes 7 by 3, because 7 3s are 21 and 3 3s are 9. This is 18, so 18 divided by 9 means 2. This minus will remain here, and this is the solution. And again, we can verify this solution if they're correct or not, and then we can actually make it for sure. Now see, all this part actually you will not have to show in the, suppose if this kind of question you see in the exam, you will not have to show all these things. You will just have to write this final answer, x, y, z equals to this, just only this part. Even this word therefore also you will not have to write. So although sometimes it looks like a lot of work, and it depends, sometimes some students are good at counting, good at calculation, they can skip writing all these things. They can directly write, okay, this will be minus 3, 6, so they can directly write this line. Okay, so this calculation is actually up to you, so you can adjust it as always. This math is to match with the matrix, which is inverse. So a matrix is given, an example is given, 3, and how to do this math, the rule is given here. When you have A, B, C, D, some matrix, the rule is first we find out the determinant. Determinant means AD minus BC, this corner, minus this corner, this corner. Just the thing that we have seen in our previous example. This determinant finding rule is same. This is the determinant, AD minus BC. Then 1 divided by D. 1 divided by D means that AD minus BC. So afterwards, what we do is A and D will interchange. This corner, first corner will interchange, and second corner will take the negative sign. They will change the sign. So here we will have to multiply 3 and 1. 3 and 1 means 3. minus 2 and 1 means 2. Then 3 and 1 will interchange. That's why 1 and 3 it became. Then 1 and 2 will change the sign. This is positive, this is also positive, so both of them will become negative. This way they interchange the sign. So 1 divided by 3 minus 2, that means it is 1, and 1 into this means basically the same thing, and it matches with n number. That's why A and N is correct. A and N is correct, and similarly the others, if you do, you will see that similarly the other parts also matches this way. So this is some matching kind of thing. Okay. And if AD minus BC equals to 0, AD and BC becomes 0, then actually there is no inverse for that matrix. In that case, answer will be none. Okay. If for some maths, AD and BC, if you multiply, then it becomes 0. Suppose for B number, 2 into 2 means 8, then 8 into 1 means 8. 8 minus 8 equal to 0. That means for this matrix, there is no inverse possible. There is no inverse possible. Okay. So if no inverse possible, then directly you can say none for that math. These are some notes. What if where we have the inverse, where we do not have an inverse. So, this is about the financial planning. Charlotte has this dollar to invest, and her financial consultant, as her financial consultant, you recommend that she invest in treasury bills, this treasury bond, this etc., this kind of math. Total income is this, and the amount invested in the corporate bond must be the half that invested in the treasury bills. So based on this information, first our target is to make 3 equations, because now we know the technique for finding 3 equations. So once we can make all this information, once we can from this information, once we can model them in 3 equations, actually then we can solve it. Whatever it is, then we can solve it, because 3 equations we can solve. We actually have seen similar kind of maths when it is 3 equations. This is the solution. I'm checking if it is possible to bring them in one page. Anyway, I think this is too big here. So by considering the treasury bills as X, treasury bond as Y, and corporate bond as Z, we can form 3 equations. X, Y, Z equals to 10,000, because that's the total amount of money that she has. And then this is 0.06X, 0.07Y, 0.08 Z equals to 680, because this is the total amount of profit that she wants. 0.06 came from 6%. If the percent is given, to convert it to decimal, we just divide it by 100, because it is percent. In the word percent, we have the 100. So 6 divided by 100 means 0.06. Similarly, 7% means 0.07. Similarly, 8% means 0.08. This is the last condition, because they said that this part will have to become the half of that other part. So that's why we have this condition from that. Then this thing, we can actually write it in the augmented matrix once we have them in equation. This last line, actually, we can convert it. We can just write it 0.5 x minus z equals to 0. We can write it. And then based on this, we have written this last line. Now you can say, sir, what about if I write z minus 0.5x? What about that? Is that correct? Equals to 0. because if you send this 0.05x this side, then 0.05x will become negative. Other part will become 0. And if you send this z in the right side, then that part will become 0. Z is negative in that case. So 1 times z is negative, 1 times 0.05 is negative. Which one is correct? So in this calculation, I used this one. I used this one because z is negative here. This is also correct. If you use this value here, if you write minus 0.5x, if you give minus here, then it will become plus. Then you will have to do the calculation and answer will come correct. My point is you should not memorize all these things. You will not have to memorize it. You can do it even whatever comes in your calculation, you can use that symbol and you can continue it. You will get the same answer. Okay, matrix will in the matrix and this whole math will do all the things. You will not have to worry about that. Calculation itself will be adjusted automatically. There will not have to do anything about that. Now for solving this one, just like our first math, we will just have to find out the determinant of the coefficient first, determinant, then dx, then dx. For dx finding, we just replace this x value by the constant term. For finding the dy, we replace it by constant term with the y part, and z part is not shown here because z part we can find out by the analysis. X part we get 4,000, Y part we get the 4,000, so 4 8,000. She has total 10,000 money, so the Z answer will be 2,000. That's why Z answer we will not have to do. If you do the Z part first, you will not have to do either of the A, X or Y, because you can just do the reasoning here instead of doing that part calculation. Oh, I have some. Okay. All right. Just a second. I will have to take a note. Okay. So for this math, we'll have to first find out the inverse of this. Then we'll have to multiply it here based on this information. M equal to E into K inverse 1. So K inverse 1 we'll first find out from here. Then E into K inverse, that means this is the E equal to this is given C. So E into K inverse, we will write the K inverse here, then we will try to transform the meaning, okay? So first task is to find out the inverse, then we will have to do the remaining part. And inverse matrix, inverse finding we already have done. So the same, first we find out the minor, 2, and then this box will be here. Then for 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. For this one, all 4 of them 1. This is actually fun. If you look at this, 1, 3, all of them will be cancelled out. Then 1, 1, 1, 1. And 1 minus 1 equal to 0. This part comes easily calculation. 1 into 1 equal to 1 minus 0. That means 1 is the answer here. Okay. Suppose for this part, this number comes. For this part, because this line and this line cancel out, so you have just only these numbers. Let me remove it so that you can see it clearly. So I am saying that for this part, this horizontal and vertical line will be cancelled. So you have 1, 1, 1, 0. So 1, 1, 1, 0. Then 1 into 0 means 0. Then minus 1 into 1 means 1. That means minus 1. This way calculation. And just like our this sign checkboard, we just change the sign, plus minus plus, then minus plus minus. We change the sign, positive negative. This is the checkboard. To find out the adjugate, we just, as you know, change the column into row, row into column. So this is the row, and it will become column. Okay, and the second row will become second column. third row will become third column. Okay, so this is the adjugate. From the adjugate, to find out the inverse, we, as usual, we find the determinant first of the given matrix, original matrix. Okay, so suppose don't do it from here, don't do it from here, just we will have to do it from the original matrix. Original matrix is given this one, we started with this, we will have to find out the determinant from here. So it will be 2 into 1 minus 0, that means 2 into 1. So 2 into 1, then minus 1 into 1, then 1 into 0. And then this part, this 1 into, so when you take 1, then this and this cancel out, you have 1 minus 1, and 1 minus 0, that means 1, and minus will come from the mid, plus minus plus. So minus will come for this one automatically, that's why this minus. Same methods actually. This is the second method, the same type. Then we put it here. Unfortunately, if we do this calculation, we get just only 1 here, so we will not have to do anything with this. Then E into K inverse 1, this is the value of E given here. K inverse 1 means this value. We multiply it here. The rule is we multiply this line with this multiplication rule, matrix multiplication rule. Then we put it here. Then again this line with this. Then we put it here. Again this line with this. Then we put it here. Then we go to the second line and we follow the same process. We will get 3 terms. Actually, not 3 terms here actually. 3 3s are 9 terms here. Then we have this line. We just put it here. So, and then by addition subtraction, we get the numbers. But in the question actually, they gave us a hint what this number will mean. So they said that if you get 1, this will mean A. If you get 2, this will mean B. If you get 3, this will mean C. A, B, C, D. D means 4. So this way, by converting all these numbers into alphabet, we find M, A, T, H, I, S, F, U, N, which means that math is fun. So we get it like this. I'm not sure if this statement is seem correct to you or not, if math is really fun or not. So this way, actually, sometimes you can send some secret information to your friend by sending some numbers. You know, if of course they will have to know the same way of finding the inverse. If they don't know the inverse, then you will have to teach them the inverse finding, how to find out the inverse, or you can send them this recording also. First learn this inverse finding, then we will communicate by using this rule. This is called encryption. You know, in the WhatsApp message, when you send the message, even recently, in the recent, I think this month, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg also is saying about this word many times, this word encryption. This word, oh, cryptography, encryption, this encryption. He's saying that Facebook message will be encryption, end-to-end encryption. WhatsApp message will also be end-to-end encryption. Already WhatsApp is end-to-end encryption. They have then encrypted matrix and this and that. What does it mean? Do you know this encryption and why he is so much talking about this? Think about it, what it does. When you send all this message in Facebook, WhatsApp, actually in depth, some mathematics is working, you know, some mathematics is working. Of course, that mathematics is not this simple, more complicated, but of this pattern, okay, of this pattern. Mathematics is working. Encryption is not only, matrix is not the only way for the encryption. There are many other ways for the encryption. Matrix is one of the way. Encryption, let me give you a hint. Maybe you will not. This means actually so that encryption means when you type something to your friend, let's say you want to say that, hey, let's go to have some pizza at Pizza Hut. So you send this message to your friend receives it, and she can see it, she can read it, or he can read it if it is a boy. Now, what about in the middle? You send the message to your friend receives it. But how this message is going to your friend? It uses that network, mobile network or Wi-Fi, this gateways. Many stops it passes through. Now, what about if someone in the middle tracks your message and tries to see what is written there? What about that? Is it possible? Is it happening? So end-to-end encryption means when you send a message, even if someone in the middle gets your message, they will not be able to read what is written there. Only your friend will be able to read it because there is some encryption in your friend's mobile and in your mobile. Some algorithm, computer algorithm. So this is what he means. Mark Zuckerberg is meaning about this. He means that nobody else will read your messages. Only you and your friend will be able to read the message. This is what he means. Because this matrix, this key matrix, only your friend will have the key matrix to open it. Key, key, that key. Only your friend will have the key to open your message. And you can say, sir, I did not give any key to my friend, or even my friend also did not give any key. This will be ensured by the software in the mobile. Okay. In the software, when you send the message, there will be some secret code also attached to it, kind of that. And your friend, in your friend's mobile, how to open that secret lock, that code will be in your friend's mobile. So only your friend's mobile can open that code, and same thing is true for your mobile. And this happens within a blink of a second, in nanosecond or picosecond, in a fraction of a second. That's why there is no delay in between. Anyway, this computer science is amazing, and in the computer science, this mathematics is sometimes the student gets confused. Sir, why are you learning all this complicated mathematics? Because the more you go up, the more you will start visualizing all the amazing application of the mathematics. All right, so let's look at this. This one is school loan related. Jamal and Stephanie, they want some school loan because they want their higher education, and higher education is requires money. So they take some loan, 4,000, 3,000. They take the loan from two lenders. Suppose this is some bank, this is another bank. So they take different amounts because their interest rate is different. So they are trying to, this is some kind of tryout. So this is the lender one interest rate. This is another lender interest rate. Now our question is, first of all, A, write a matrix A for the amounts borrowed by each student, and compute AB to interpret, and let's C equals to this and interpret it. So first question is telling us to find out two metrics from this information. That's all. Second question is telling us, okay, first matrix is A, second matrix is B, then multiply AB, multiply A and B, and interpret the result. Interpret the result. Interpret means what? What is the synonym of interpret? Interpret means understand, read, construe, infer, deduce, translate, translate the results. That means you will get some mathematical result. Translate it now to some language. That is what is called interpret. We will do it here. Then next question, C equals to something given, and then say that A into C plus B, and then again interpret the results. So you see why I'm stressing here. The reason is this B question is two part. One is compute, another part is interpret. So if you only do the math, you will get half marks, and then if you write it, you will get another half. Suppose if it is a 2 marks question, sometimes the student do the math and write only the answer, they just ignore this part. So they just get the half marks. Okay, half marks means 1 marks, and for this another 1 marks, so 2 marks. So first of all, here we have found, actually we can actually send them in one page as it seems. This is not too big. Yeah, let's try to bring them in one page. First of all, this space is unnecessary, but this space is necessary. Still, I'm not sure if it is possible. It's not possible. Maybe I can remove some space from here, make it a little small. Oh, Control Z. Yep, now it's good. Okay, and that means this is the last question. So they said that because in one page it will be easier to see, and also we can make the page a little smaller also for this part. So first, this information is given 4, 3, 4,000, 3,000, 2,500, and 3,800. We just write them in some matrix. That's all. A equal to this information, B equals to this information. That's all. Now, when you write B equals to this and this, then just don't write this 1.1%, 0.6%, because percent already converted, and this is the answer. If you divide 1.1 by 100, then actually you get this. So already, this is this. What is the percentage here? Yeah. So already it is converted, and then we get this. So only we'll have to write this part, not the whole thing, okay? Then we get this. Then the next part, they said the compute. That means do the calculation of A multiplied by B. So A multiplied by B, and the multiplication process is same. We just multiply this and this with this. You know, go to this way and then come down. Then we write it in the first line. All the numbers are process are given here. 4. Let me remove it so that you can see it. So 4,000 into 0.00011. So 4,000 into this. Then again 3,000 into this. So we write it here. Then 2,500, 3,800 again into this and this. After this calculation, we get 62 and 50.3. This actually means this is the. This actually means that this is the amount of interest that this first guy has to pay and second one has to pay. Amount of interest, how much total interest they will have to pay. This value gives us that. So that means the amount of interest that Jamal has to pay is $62 and Stephanie has to pay $50.3. This name comes from the question. Okay, so first one is Jamal and second one is Stephanie. This is their interest. And for this part, this is C plus B. C equals to given new matrix 1, 1, and B is already our this matrix. So we add them. After adding, we get this. And then they said that don't stop here. You multiply A and C plus B. So A is this and C plus B is this. So when we multiply it, then 4,000 this, 3,000 this, we get this this kind. similar multiplication. Since you have this 1, then this interest, 1, then this interest, it actually means that this is the total amount of money that the Jamal and Stephanie has to pay. Total means the principal amount, then the plus the interest amount. Because they already borrowed for Jamal. For Jamal, he already borrowed $7,000 if it is dollar. Yeah, $7,000 he already borrowed. And then Stephanie already borrowed this $2,500 and $3,800. So this is the total amount of money, which means interest plus principal, that Jamal and Stephanie has to pay. This dollar sign tells that answer will be in dollar. If there is no symbol, then you can just write here unit, or you can just even you can just in terms of money, if it is money, then actually it becomes an open question kind of taka, money, dollar, pound, something. Everywhere it will work in that case. Okay. So that's why we have written this last line in the interpretation. Interpretation says that since for this line you have 1 mark, so that's why interpretation this line also important. Even you can make it shorter. You can say Jamal's interest this, Stephanie this. This is also fine. You will get the marks. You will not have to write as it is written here. You can just write it in your own language. No problem with that. And that's all for the revision paper. Thank you all. Thank you very much for your time and your hard work. I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. You people are the best, as always. Thank you all. Thank you very much, and have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye. So.